All right, once you've got everything set up, let's start in child's pose today. So big toes together, knees wide, forehead down. And just take a couple deep breaths here in this first child's pose, kind of checking in, noticing how your body feels today. And begin to find your Ujjayi breath, breathing in and out through the nose, slightly constricting the back of the throat so you can hear the sound of your breath. Make your inhales, exhales even longer because that really sets the pace of the class. So it's okay if sometimes you're a little bit slower or faster than my cues, right? Always go at your own pace. Walk your hands over to the right side of the mat and put your left hand on top of the right. So you feel a nice stretch through the left side of the body. And walk it to the left side and put the right hand on top of the left. Now let's come up to a tabletop position. So up to your hands and knees. Hands right under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Inhale, drop the belly, arch your back and gaze up for cow pose. And then exhale, tuck your chin in, round your back for cat. Inhale as you arch, warming up the spine. Exhale as you round. One more time. Inhale to arch. And exhale, round. Good, find a neutral spine. Now take your left leg, step it out to the side, and then stand up on your right knee and your left foot. Gate pose, your left hand goes on the left leg and your right arm reaches over your ear, creating a side body stretch here. Good, lift up, switch to legs. So your left knee goes down, right leg steps to the side, right hand on the right leg, and reach your left arm over your ear. Nice, back to a tabletop to your hands and knees. Thread the needle, take the right arm, peel it up, and thread it through. Put your head down, walking your left hand forward, and then maybe crawling it a little bit over to the right, starting to open up the shoulders some more. Back to tabletop, and switch sides. Peel the left arm up, thread it through, put your head down, walk that right hand forward, maybe crawl it to the left. Back to your hands and knees, tabletop position. Now using your core, opposite arm and leg. So your right arm goes forward, your left leg goes back, finding your balance. And then as you exhale, bring your knee and elbow into touch. Inhale to extend and reach. Good. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, extend. One more time. Exhale, knee to elbow. Then inhale, you can extend and just hold it there, or bend your leg. Try to grab the foot with the right hand and find a little back bend there. Good, stretch it out, place it down, and then switch sides. Left arm, right leg. Exhale, bring your knee to your elbow. Inhale to extend. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, extend, and then one more time. Knee to elbow, and then on that last one, you extend and hold it, or bend your leg, grab your foot, kick it back, find a little back bend. Nice, stretch it out, set it down, and then we'll come into our first down dog. Plant your hands shoulder width, tuck your toes, lift your hips up, bend one leg at a time, walking out your down dog, stretching your calves, hamstrings, maybe bending one elbow at a time, just kind of checking in, see how your body's feeling. When you're ready to settle in, try to shrug those shoulders away from the ears, press the chest back towards your thighs. Walk your feet up to meet your hands. Take a few steps. Ragdoll. Feet hips width. Bend your knees and grab opposite elbows, letting yourself hang here. Maybe shaking the head, yes and no, relaxing the neck. Then you can sway a bit side to side, shifting the body weight from the right foot to the left foot. or maybe forward and back from the balls of the feet to the heels. Then release your arms, roll yourself all the way up to stand. When you get to the top, lift your arms all the way up. Your right hand will grab your left wrist and pull it over to the right. So you create a side body stretch on the left there. And then you come up and switch. Your left hand grabs your right wrist, pull it to the left side. Good. Now back to center. Interlace the hands behind your back. If they don't reach, you can hold on to that strap or towel. Keep your feet hips width. Open your chest. Look up. Bend your knees a little bit. Fold forward with the hands interlaced. Release your hands. Inhale, lengthen to a flat back. As you exhale, step back to plank, and our first chaturanga will modify together. So from your plank position, bring your knees to the floor, hug your elbows in, slowly lower down. Then press down through the tops of the feet. Inhale, cobra pose, just finding a small back bend, lifting the chest. Exhale to lower. Now push up to your knees to that modified plank. Then tuck your toes and meet back in downward facing dog. So throughout the practice, if you need to put your knees down, you can always go back to that version. Or if you ever need to skip any of the vinyasas, you can come straight to down dog. Look forward, step, or you can hop both feet up to meet your hands. Feet together at the front. Inhale, lengthen your spine to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Now use that flat back. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up to stand. And exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Sun salutation A, Surya Namaskara A. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step or jump back, chaturanga from the toes or the knees, lower halfway. Inhale, maybe to an upward facing dog or staying with your cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Look forward, step or hop, both feet up to meet your hands. Inhale, lengthen, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. One more time. Inhale, reach arms up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, you can step or hop back. Chaturanga, low push up. Inhale to up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Look forward, step or hop, both feet back to the front. Inhale, flat back. Exhale to fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. So now we'll do our sun salutation B just one time, Surya Namaskara B. Bend your knees, lift the arms up, chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, you can step or hop to chaturanga, low push up, halfway down, hug the elbows in. Inhale to up dog or to cobra. Exhale, meeting in down dog. Lift the right leg up, step it between your hands for warrior one. Pivot the left heel flat on the ground, square your hips and lift your arms straight up to the ceiling. Virabhadrasana A. Exhale as you bring your hands right back down and step back. Chaturanga, low push up. Good, inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Lift your left leg up, step it between your hands, setting up warrior one. Pivot that right heel flat, turn the foot in, square your hips and lift your arms straight up to the ceiling. Exhale as you bring the hands back down, step back. Chaturanga, low push up. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Look forward, step or hop, both feet back to the front. Inhale, lengthen, flat back. Exhale to fold. Now from here, bend your knees, chair pose, Utkatasana, lift the arms. And then press all the way up to stand, hands to heart center. Good, inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, swan dive down. Now from there, separate your feet hips width. Make a peace sign, those two fingers. Try to grab your big toes. Inhale as you lengthen. Exhale, fold. Relax your neck. Just pull yourself towards your legs. If you can't reach the big toes with straight legs, then you can bend the knees there to help you. Good. Release your toes. Now take your feet all the way to the edges of the mat for Malasana prayer squat. Turn your toes out 45 degrees. Bring your hands to prayer. Try to open up your hips, lengthen the spine. Now you can stay here, or you can open the arms, or we'll work on a bind today. So we slide that right shoulder inside the right knee and open the arms. Right hand down, left arm up. If you want to do a half bind, that top arm goes behind your back. If you want the full bind, your right arm, you're going to rotate that thumb back, go around the outside of your shin, and see if you can find your hands together by your hip. And if it's okay in the neck, you're trying to kind of look over that left shoulder towards the ceiling. Good, back to center, and then you switch sides. So left shoulder goes inside that left knee, maybe opening the arms and holding it there. Maybe a half bind with that right arm, or maybe that full bind, bringing that left arm around, clasping by your hip. Good, back to center. If you'd like to practice your crow pose, Bakasana, plant the hands shoulder width, walk your feet in. Bend your arms a little bit and put your knees up high on those triceps. And then use your arms like a shelf and then lean forward and maybe lift one or both feet off the floor. If you want to skip crow, you can always meet in child's pose. But keep looking forward if you're practicing your crow, right? Stick out your chin, try to look past the edge of the mat. It'll be easier to balance. Good, let's meet back in child's pose. When you're done playing, reset here in your child's pose. Now come up to your forearms. We're set up for dolphin pose. So to do so, we grab onto the outside of the triceps just to make sure our elbows are in the right spot. We want those elbows directly under the shoulders, and then extend your forearms. So they should be parallel, palms are flat. Keeping your elbows and forearms down, tuck your toes like you're doing a down dog and lift your hips up. So dolphin pose is just like down dog but with the elbows down. So it's a lot more work here in the shoulders. Walk your feet together right in the middle and see if you can lift your right leg up nice and high and just hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and switch legs. Put that right foot down, lift the left leg up and hold. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the leg, child's pose, reset. Now we're going to come into puppy pose. So you start in a tabletop position. Keep your hips up, walk the hands forward and melt your chest to the floor. Now maybe the forehead comes down or maybe the chin comes down. But try to bring your chest as close to the floor as you can while keeping the hips up. This will help stretch the shoulders and the lats here. Good, come back to your down dog. Reset in your downward facing dog. Lift the right leg up and step in between your hands for a low lunge, putting your left knee down. So bring your hands up to your right thigh, sinking into that left hip flexor. Now from here, we're going to try to interlace the fingers behind your lower back. Slide them down the hamstring and look up. So you're opening up the chest. It's a little bit of a back bend as you slide the hands down the back of that leg. Okay, release your fingers. Bring your hands down to the floor or blocks. Half splits, straighten your right leg, flex your right foot, and then fold, bringing your nose towards that right leg. Okay, let's go back to down dog. Just plant your hands, reset, step back, downward facing dog. And then we'll switch sides, lifting that left leg up, step in between your hands, low lunge, put the right knee down, and start with the hands up on that left thigh so you can really sink into the front of that right hip. Then from there, interlace the fingers behind your back. See if you can do it the awkward way with the other thumb on top and slide them down the hamstring and open up the chest and look up. And lower your hands down now to the floor blocks for your half split. Straighten that left leg, flex the left foot, and then fold towards that left leg. Rebend the leg. Let's go back to down dog and reset in your downward facing dog. Lift the right leg up, step it forward, coming back to our warrior one position, pivoting that left heel flat, squaring the hips, and lifting the arms up. Now, just like you did in that low lunge, interlace the fingers behind your back or use your strap. Inhale, open the chest, and then as you exhale, bow forward for humble warrior. Your torso can be right on top of the front thigh or just right to the inside of it so that maybe your head can get closer to the ground. Then come back up, warrior one, lift your arms back up. Now open up your feet wider, warrior two, lining up right heel, left arch, hips facing the side wall. Gaze at your right hand, flip the palm up, inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle, right elbow to the thigh. Take your left arm behind your back for a half bind. Try to get as close to the inner thigh as you can. So if it doesn't reach, it might be on your lower back or your hip, but maybe you can reach it all the way through and grab that thigh. And then if it's okay in the neck, look up towards the ceiling over that left shoulder. For now, just the half bind. We'll come back to this later for the full bind. Then undo the bind, come back up, warrior two. Inhale as you reverse, and then exhale, windmill the hands to the front, step back, chaturanga, low push-up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale to down dog. Take a couple deep breaths, reset in your down dog. Lift the left leg up, step it forward, warrior one. Pivot your right heel flat, turn it in, and then lift the arms up. Square your hips to the front. Try to interlace your fingers behind your back with that other thumb on top or use your strap. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, bow forward, humble warrior. Shoulder and torso on the thigh or just right to the inside of it, bringing your head closer to the ground. Come all the way back up to warrior one. Lift your arms up. Open to warrior two. Walk your foot out a little bit wider. Line up heel to arch. Open the hips. Inhale, reverse warrior. Reach back. Exhale, modified side angle. Left elbow to the thigh. Half bind. Right arm behind your back. Either lower back, hip, or reach it through and grab your inner thigh. Maybe gazing up to the ceiling over that right shoulder. Undo the bind, come back up, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, windmill the hands down. Step back, chaturanga, low push-up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale to down dog. We're setting up for lizard. Lift the right leg up, step it outside your right hand, right at the edge of the mat, and then put your left knee down. Make sure your toes are pointing forward, even though your foot's right at the edge of the mat. Your knees over your ankle. Both hands are on the inside of the foot, and then you try to get your elbows to the floor. If your elbows don't reach the floor, you can use your yoga blocks and put your elbows on the blocks, or you can always just stay up on the hands if you need to. Press up to your hands. Just go straight back to down dog. Again, reset in your down dog to switch sides. Lift the left leg up. Step it right outside that left hand at the edge of the mat. Drop that right knee down. All 5 toes point forward, knee over ankle. Hands, elbows, or blocks on the inside of that left foot. Lizard pose, stretching into that left hip. Press up to your hands. Again, go back to down dog. Reset your down dog. Then lift the right leg up. Step it between your hands. Crescent lunge. Start on the ball of that back foot as you lift your arms up. High crescent lunge. As you open to warrior 2, pivot the back heel down. Open the arms out like a T. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, back into that side angle with the right elbow on the thigh. Now start with that half bind again. Take that left arm behind your back. But this time, don't grab your inner thigh, but just get your hand as close to the back of your hip there as you can. Now you can stay here, or we'll go for the full bind. Your right arm here is going to go on the inside of that thigh. Reach it through and try to find your left hand. Now, if you can't reach, you can also hold the strap or your shirt, or you can stay with the half bind. If you do get a hold of it, try to rotate the chest a little more open once you grab it, right? Rotate the chest to face the side wall, pull that left shoulder back so that you're not facing the ground. So it's a deep shoulder opener, but it also requires some hip flexibility too. Take a couple more breaths. Nice. Now when you undo the bind, come back up to warrior 2, but then we'll straighten out that right leg. Bring your left foot in 1 or 2 inches, setting up for triangle. Shift the hips back, reach forward, right hand on the shin or the foot, left arm straight up to the ceiling, Trikonasana, triangle pose. Try to be nice and long through both sides of the waist here. Lift all the way back up to stand. Move your back foot out 2 inches, go back to warrior 2, rebend your right leg. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, windmill the hands to the front. Step back, chaturanga, low push up. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Now do that same sequence on the other side, lifting the left leg up. Step it between your hands, starting in crescent lunge on the ball of the right foot as you lift your arms up. Open to warrior 2, pivoting that back heel down. Inhale as you reverse, then exhale to side angle, starting with the left elbow on the left thigh. Wrap your right arm behind your back for that half bind. And you can stay here, right? If your hand is not even close to your hip, I would keep working that half bind. If you've got the strap, you can use the strap, or you're gonna take that left arm, reach it through, try to find your right hand. Once you get them together, pull that right shoulder back. Try to rotate your chest a little bit more open so it's facing the side wall or maybe even the ceiling, but try not to face the ground. Undo your bind, come back up to warrior 2. Straighten your left leg. Walk your right foot in 1 or 2 inches for triangle. Shifting the hips back, keeping the legs straight. Reach forward, left hand on the shin or the foot, right arm straight up to the ceiling, Trikonasana. Lift back up to stand. Now readjust the feet so you can come back to warrior 2. Walk your right foot out, rebend that left leg. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, windmill the hands to the front. Step back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Look forward, step both feet to the front, roll up to stand. And then we're gonna face the long edge of the mat. So step your feet wide, whichever side you wanna face. If you need your strap, again, you can grab your strap to hold on to behind your back or just interlace the fingers. Look up, open the chest, with the hands interlaced or holding onto that strap. Release the clasp of the hands and walk your hands now just through your legs. Yeah, a little bit deeper hamstring stretch. Keeping your feet where they are. Walk both hands to the left leg. Grab your ankle or calf and pull your nose over to that left leg. Good. Walk it to the right leg. Pull your nose towards the right leg. And then bring it to center. Now from here, find a flat back, and you can come to your knees for frog, or you can just walk your feet apart for straddle splits. If you're coming to frog, you come down to your knees first, kind of wiggle your knees as wide apart as you can get them. Flex the feet and then come down to the elbows. And shove a 90-degree angle with the knee joint. Ankle in line with knee, hip in line with knee, so that your stomach really shouldn't be on the floor. But if you're doing straddle splits, you just walk your feet as wide as they'll go. And same thing, you can be on the hands or maybe down to the elbows. So you're trying to toe heel the feet as far apart as they'll go for the standing version of straddle splits. Samokonasana, which is different than the seated one that we do a lot of times in the cool down. Okay, take a few more breaths wherever you're at. Press up to your hands. If you're on your knees, carefully tuck your toes under and come back up to your feet. If you're in straddle, you gotta walk your feet in a little bit. So you're about back to where we started. So we all meet here in that wide-legged forward fold, and just gently bend one knee at a time. Maybe move your hips a little bit side to side, kind of shake it out. And we'll put a little bend to both knees, flat back, hands to hips, slowly stand up. Good, step to the front. So we're gonna be working on bird of paradise. You might want your strap. Separate your feet as wide as your mat. So facing the front though, but right at the edges of the mat there. And bend your legs a lot like you're gonna do a squat. So we gotta set up our bind from here. So if you're using the strap, I would put the strap in the left hand and throw it behind your back. Right arm is gonna go through my legs, okay? Right around my right hip. My left arm is gonna go behind my back. I'm trying to clasp my hands by my right hip. Now, if you have the strap, you're gonna just stay here and work on maybe straightening the legs and looking over the shoulder to the ceiling. And even if you have the full bind here with the hands, this is a really nice stretch for the shoulders and the hamstrings, okay? But if you wanna play with your balance today for bird of paradise, bend your legs. My bind is around my right hip. So I'm gonna walk my feet in and I'm gonna lean the weight to my left leg. I'm gonna try to stand up on my left leg, super slow, right? Because it's hard to balance because I've still got that bind around the right leg. You can keep your right leg bent, or sometimes you can straighten that right leg, which is why we did some hips and hamstring opening as well as the shoulder opening. So this is bird of paradise. So
how do you get the bind together again? How do your arms go for the bind?
Yeah, I'm going to show you guys from my butt, okay? So it's going to be awkward, but it will be easier for you to see. So if you see my hips here, I'm going to take my right arm through and put it right around my right hip, and then my left arm goes behind the back. So my bind, maybe from the side here you can see, is right around my right hip here. And the more you bend your legs, the easier it is to get the bind. And then you're going to lean to the left leg to pick up the right foot. Yes, Emily, that's it. Good, you guys. Good, Sheila. Nice. Tori, everyone's getting that bind. Really good. Now, the key is we have to try both sides, okay? So shake it out. Sometimes you might find one side is harder, right? Depends on the shoulder flexibility, the hip flexibility. So let's try the other side. So separate your feet wide, squat down a lot, take the left arm right through the middle and around this left hip. Okay, so left hand is around the left hip, right arm goes behind the back. Maybe hold on to a strap there, right? Again, a nice option is just to hold it here, work on straightening the legs and kind of looking up towards the ceiling over the right shoulder. And you get a really good stretch here and you don't have to worry about the balance. But if you want to play with the balance, you're going to walk your feet in a little bit Lean all the way to the right foot and very slowly take your time as you try to stand up with that left leg. You might straighten the left flying leg, but that's the last part. First, focus on the balance first before you worry about straightening the flying leg. Yes, nice, you guys. Really good. This is a tough pose, right? A lot's going on. All right, it's tricky to balance when you have a full bind like that. Good. If you want to try it again, feel free, right? If you hadn't felt one side was kind of close, you want to give another attempt. If you've had enough, we'll meet in a rag doll when you're ready and kind of let those shoulders shake out a little bit. So stand with the feet hips width. Bend your knees. Maybe sway a little bit side to side. And just roll yourself back up to stand one more time. And we'll come into a standing number 4. So back up a little bit so you can see. Hands to prayer. Right foot across makes that number 4 shape. Bend your left leg and try to bring your forearms as close as you can to that right shin. So you're bending the standing leg. Focus your eyes. If you get close enough to the floor, you can put your hands down to the floor blocks. The more you bend that left standing leg, the deeper the stretches in that right hip. Come up, shake it out, and try the other side. So hands back to prayer, left foot across, flex the foot, bend your right leg. Oop, try to find your balance. Again, you can keep the hands in prayer position, or you can try to work your fingertips or hands down to the floor to get a little bit deeper stretch, but make sure you're bending that right standing leg a lot. That will give you that deeper stretch in the left hip. Good, come up, shake it out. Let's meet at the top of the mat. Bring your feet together, bring your hands to prayer, reset for a moment. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale to a flat back. And then as you exhale, we're gonna step to plank and we'll lower all the way to the floor. So from your plank position, just slowly come down to the floor. Now, take your right arm straight out to the side like a T, palm is down. Put your right ear on the floor, push into your left hand and roll over so you're laying on the right side of your body. You can stack the feet or bend your left leg and put that foot on the floor like a kickstand right behind you. We're gonna do 2 variations. This is the first one, and then I'll teach you a little bit more advanced one in a moment. Good, let's take it to the other side. So roll back to center, left arm out like a T, left ear on the floor, push into that right hand and roll over to the left side of your body. Maybe put that right foot on the floor right behind you like a kickstand. Right, now back to center. Let me tilt my camera a little bit more down so you can see what I'm doing on the floor. So this time, we're gonna do it with our palm facing up and maybe interlace the fingers, okay? But in order to do that, I'm gonna do the left side because I think it'll be easier for you guys to see. So my left hand is gonna be palm facing up, right? So back out like a T, but with the palm up. And then when I roll over, I'm gonna try to interlace, but usually it's like this, right? It's kind of hard to find. So I just bend my elbows, interlace the fingers, and then I re-stretch it out. And I can have one foot on the floor, or if you're feeling really good there, both feet on the floor with the knees pointing up. It's gonna feel deeper. Okay, so let's try it. Roll, take your left arm out to the side like a T and flip your palm up. Then put your left ear down, roll to the left side of the body. Again, feel free to bend the elbows to get the fingers interlaced and then try to re-stretch it out. And then you can have one foot or both feet on the floor. Now, if you can't interlace, no worries. Just still do the same stretch with the arm out to the side, but the palm is facing up instead of down, right? So it might feel slightly different than the first time we were in this pose. It should be a pretty deep shoulder opener. Okay, let's come back to center, unlace everything, and we'll try the other side. So take your right arm out like a T, flip your palm up, put your right ear down, and maybe just hold here and roll over. Or reach that left arm around. Again, it's okay to bend your elbows and kind of move your arm to interlace the fingers and then try to re-stretch it out. And one foot or both feet on the floor. Try and keep your head actually on the ground. Again, lots of variations. So wherever you're at, just breathe. Create some more space in the shoulders here. Good. Unlace everything. Come back to center. Nice. Press back to a child's pose and reset for a moment in your child's pose. Downward facing dog. Check in with your down dog. Step to the front and have a seat. And now we'll lay down on our back and we'll try bridge pose. And now it might be a little easier to interlace the hands since we already just did a lot of shoulder and chest opening. But if the hands don't reach, it's totally okay just to keep your hands flat on the floor. Okay, so your feet are hips width. Lift your hips up, either palms flat or interlace the fingers, and then wiggle your shoulders underneath. Really kind of shimmy them underneath so you get that same chest opening here in your bridge. You're pushing down through the arms to lift the hips. Try to breathe and just hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come down. Now we're only going to do one more back bend. You can stay with bridge and do that a second time, or you can try wheel pose today, Urdhva Dhanurasana, bringing your hands up by your shoulders with the elbows pointing up. Right? It's a much deeper back bend, so if it doesn't feel good, stay with your bridge. If you're coming into wheel, lifting the hips, pressing up to the top of the head, maybe just staying there, or pushing into the hands, lifting the head, maybe straightening the arms. When you're ready to come down, make sure you don't hit your head. Tuck your chin, slowly come down. Nice. We'll mean a lying down butterfly, Supta Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet together, knees open wide, hands can be on the floor, the stomach, maybe overhead. Just closing your eyes, resetting here. Happy baby. Reach for the inside edges of the feet. If you can't reach your feet, grab behind your knees. Flex the feet, lengthen your tailbone down. Push down with your hands so you feel a stretch in your hips. And then give it a little rock side to side, massaging the back. Hug your knees in. Rock and roll forward and back 2 or 3 times. And then come up to seated. And we'll extend those legs straight out in front for Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. Sit up tall and then fold. If you want to use that strap around your feet, you can use your strap, or you can grab onto your legs or feet, anything you can reach there. Now slowly come up. Since we've been doing a lot of binds, we're going to do one more variation on the binds today. It's called Marichyasana A. I'm going to start with my left leg because that's easier for you guys to see. So I'm bringing the left foot flat on the floor, and I want it to be about a handprint away from my right thigh. So my arm is right here on the inside. Now I'm going to take that left arm, I'm going to reach forward, almost like I'm doing a forward fold. Flip my thumb back, wrap it around my shin, and see if I can bind with my right hand. Kind of like what we did in prayer squat with the bind, where it goes around the shin. Then I flex the foot and maybe fold forward. Now, if you can't get the bind, you can use the strap. If you want to leave out the bind altogether, you can still fold forward with the knee pointing up and leave out the bind. Slowly come up. Let's try the other side. Shake it out. Extend your left leg. Bring your right foot on the floor, and you want about a handprint away from the thigh so you have room for your torso to go forward. So I reach that right arm forward, I flip my thumb back, I go around the outside of the shin, and then my left arm goes behind my back, and I try to see if my hands can clasp together, and I just hold on to them and fold forward, flexing that left foot, bringing my nose towards the knee. Or any other variations that you did on the first side, right? Maybe a half bind, maybe a strap, maybe you left out the bind. That's fine too. Release that bind, shake it out. Open your legs out wide for a seated straddle splits. The seated version is Upavishta Konasana. So you wiggle your legs as far apart as you can and flex your feet. Then take your right hand, either grab the leg or the right foot, and reach your left arm over your ear, creating that side body stretch there. Parsva Upavishta Konasana. Good. Up and over to the other side. Switch sides. Reach over. Stretch the right side of your body. And as you come up, keep your feet flexed and walk your hands forward and fold as far as you can, stretching into your inner thighs and your hamstrings. Walk your hands in, carefully guide your legs together, shake them out a little bit. If you want your strap, when we lay down, you can grab your strap and put it on the right foot, or you can just roll down onto your back, lift your right leg up, and pull it towards you. But again, if you have that strap, that can be handy. It goes around the foot. Flex that right foot, pull it straight towards you. Get one more stretch into that right hamstring. If you can reach your big toe, your right peace fingers will hook onto the big toe. If you have the strap, put the strap in the right hand. If neither of those work, then you're just going to hold on somewhere to the leg with that right hand. Left hand to your hip, open your right leg out to the right side. Just let it kind of dangle over to the right. Now, as you bring it through center, switch hands. Left hand goes on the strap or the outer part of the thigh or the foot. Right arm out like a T. Flex that right foot, keep the leg straight, and slowly twist it across. Maybe part way or maybe all the way to the floor for a straight leg version of our spinal twist. Now we'll bring it to center and release that side and switch sides. So if you're using a strap, you'll put it around the left foot. Otherwise, you'll lift that left leg up, flex that foot wherever you're at. Try to keep the leg straight and pull it towards you. Now with your left hand, either hold on to the strap, the leg, or hook that big toe. Right hand to your hip to help keep your right hip glued down as you open the left leg out to the left. And as you bring it through center, we'll switch hands. The right hand goes on the foot or the strap or the leg. The left arm goes out like a T. Flex that left foot, and with a straight leg, we twist it across for that straight leg spinal twist, our last pose here before we get to our Shavasana. Let's release that. Bring everything to center. Hug your knees in. Wrap your arms around your shins so you can curl up into a nice tight ball, bringing your forehead to your knees. And then letting everything go, coming into Shavasana, your final relaxation. Extending the legs out long, letting the feet fall open. Arms relax alongside you, palms facing up. Taking your shoulders, try to shove them down away from your ears so your neck stays long. As you close your eyes, clear away your thoughts. Take a nice deep inhale through your nose. Exhale all the air out the mouth, letting it go, letting the muscles relax deeper into the floor. Slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Bring some small movements back to your body. Maybe drawing a few circles with the wrists and ankles, moving them in both directions. Maybe gently moving the head a little bit side to side. Anything that feels good to you. And when you feel ready, reach the arms overhead. Reach the legs long and create a nice full body stretch, getting as tall as you can. Keep the eyes closed, hug your knees into your chest and roll over to one side, coming into a fetal position. And with eyes closed, use your hands to help press you up into a comfortable seated position, crossing your legs, sitting up nice and tall, hands coming together at heart center, Anjali Mudra. And just take a couple last deep breaths here, scanning the body, noticing how it feels after your yoga practice today. Take a nice deep inhale through your nose. Exhale all the air out the mouth, letting it go. Then lifting your hands to your forehead, your third eye center, and bowing forward. Namaste.